Welcome to SEO Core Fundamentals, where you're going to learn the skills to master search engine optimization. And this is ranking factors. So what are ranking factors? There are a lot of them. Rumor has it that there's over 200 of them, and I believe there are a lot more than that. And this is built on those four pillar fundamentals: the user experience, the technical, the on-page, and the off-page, and kind of how Google is encapsulating this in a neat little container called EAT, which is expertise, authority, and trust, and the algorithm. The algorithm is where all these ranking factors are tracked and worked on and helped out a little bit. So let's talk about those. So ranking factors are what these 200 plus factors are. And again, they're breaking down into technical, on-page, off-page, and user experience. And what is technical? Technical are all the foundational things. Those are the things that you generally have to get your developer involved, your host involved if you need something. Indexing, crawling, any broken links, any backlinks that need to be redirected, any structured data, hosting, speed, security, SSL. That's all in this technical side of the equation. Now on-page, that's where a lot of SEO happens. That's writing the content. That's making sure your page has topical relevance to the terms that you're trying to search for. Header tags, titles, meta descriptions, content link, content quality, whether it's got good grammar, all that is on page. Everything that's on the page itself is what these ranking factors are. Now off page, that's anything that's not on the website itself, like backlinks, mentions, and in today's day and age, social media, likes, follows, shares, tweets, is it popular, citations, press releases, anything that you can do off page, that's an off page ranking factor. And user experience. Now, user experience is basically anything that is working on technical and off page. If it's got great experience, that's where the tie goes to. It goes to the best experience, and something called Core Web Vitals is being utilized to determine whether there's enough speed, whether it's mobile responsive, safe to browse, and getting rid of any of those annoying pop-ups. And again, EAT, expertise, authority, and trust, with a big one on trust. And that's why backlinks and mentions and tweets and shares and things like that lead to trust, as well as the authority and the expertise, like having your author page and different factors, is all in this as well. Now, Google algorithms, you've probably seen these names, from Hummingbird to Pirate Update to Panda Update to Possum, and on and on and on. It's fun to learn these things, but let's put in perspective here for the fundamentals. Basically, these particular ones, when you're looking at the core algorithm update or the speed update, this is the technical side. Remember that technical side? And we use a tool called Website Auditor to kind of look at that. And we're going to look at that in this video. Now, the on-page side, here again, you've probably heard of BERT, or even the Meta Core, which is about YMYL. That means your money, your life, and making sure that the expertise is there and the authority is there so that people aren't getting bad information. So you got a lot of things, from the Fred update to the low quality, rank brain algorithm, Hummingbird update, which is about making sure that user intent and getting rid of low quality. Again, all on page. Now, off page, Penguin update, spammy links. So if you're disavowing links or looking at the backlinks, and we're going to look at that as well, spammy links. Possum update, geo-targeting. Pigeon update, NAP. NAP stands for name, address, phone number. You want to make sure all that is correct. Again, that's off page. And user experience is a new ranking algorithm that is looking at LCP, which is largest contentful paint, meaning how fast can the page show up? How well is it being perceived by the end user? So this user experience is a big ranking factor now as well. So let's look at it again, kind of in another instance. Technical factors. We have the Search Algo Update, Core Vitals Update, and this technical on-page, Panda Update, thin content. Is your content thin? You need to make that better. Is there duplicates? You know, that's all in this. Hummingbird Update, on-page. BERT, on-page. Off-page now, we're looking at the Penguin Update, spammy links. Make sure that we're not getting links from bad farms and things like that. Social signals, so now we're looking at that. User experience, mobile first, Core Web Vitals Update. Again, These are the categories that we look at. Now, the cool thing is that we have a tool that will help. So if we're looking in these particular categories, we use a tool called Website Auditor to kind of hone in and show you. And we'll show you where these things show up in this tool. And then to look at the different things associated with your off-page factors, we look at a tool called SEO Spy that really helps us out there as well. Now, we're gonna look into these in a demo here. And so we're gonna do 2 separate demos to look at these 4 different ranking factor pillars here: technical, on-page, off-page, and user experience. And we're gonna use 3 tools to do that. So we're gonna use Rank Tracker to determine the ranking of the keyword, and then we're gonna look and see if any update lines affected that, and then we're gonna use Website Auditor to determine is there any issues that we can hone in and fix, and then we're gonna look at Spyglass to see is there any offline signals that we can use to increase performance. And then we're gonna look at a brand new site. Maybe you don't have a website, or maybe you're learning how to build a website and get it ranked from scratch. Well, we're gonna take from scratch a brand new website, and we're gonna use Website Auditor to go ahead and fix any signals that's showing up. We're gonna show you how to do that, and then we're gonna look at Rank Tracker to figure out where we wanna rank, and then we're gonna use SEO Spyglass to determine the backlinks that we need to actually compete in that particular keyword. So we're gonna look at all of the algorithms and all of the categories using these 3 tools in this demo. So join me over on the desktop in this demo. Okay, welcome to my desktop. We're gonna be taking a look at 3 different tools here, and we're gonna be looking at technical, on-page, off-page, and user experience signals here. Now, for developed sites, as you saw on the slides, we're gonna be looking at Rank Tracker first to kind of look at the keyword that we're looking at to see if there's any issues, and then dial into the other tools to look at is there any technical issues, any on-page issues, and then we're gonna look at off-page issues. So for developed sites, let's look into one that is well-known, Chuck Jones, that is one of my clients here, and we created a brand new page here for this example. And this page was Bugs Bunny painting. They asked, hey, why aren't we #1 for Bugs Bunny painting? It's like we should be, right? So we targeted this particular page, and we used all the tools and fundamentals in this course on this particular page, and here we are sitting at #2, and we just released this. So we look at and we want to see kind of what happened, and I like to look at my rank history here. We came in at number 8, we entered at number 8, right? We created the page, and as you'll see in the next tool, we hit 80%. I only strive for 75 to 80% to get the page created, but as you'll see that we lost ranking here. Like 3 days later, I saw that the page completely went away, and then we bumped that page up to 90+ percentiles in these on-page ranking factors. So we bumped that up, and then that put us in at 6, and then here we are, we just checked it again, and we're kind of bumping now up to the #1 position for this keyword. 35 difficulty, you know, we were targeting at least 100 searches, and so this is kind of where we're at. So we wanted to dial in, we saw an issue here, and so you want to look at your progress graph, and then you want to dial in, meaning you can, there's a lot more complication. You want to see if you have competitors here, and if you're looking, here's kind of an example of to see this line represents a change in the algorithm, and then you'll see, did that make me go up or go down? And again, if that algorithm was associated with core vitals and you went down, then you need to fix that. If it was associated with spammy links and it went down, then there could be an issue. So that's what we use to kind of determine to see what's affecting our rankings. And then we come into our auditor, and now on Chuck Jones you see there's a lot of different issues because this site's been around for 25+ years, and there's lots of stuff that needs fixing over time. A lot of this is going to be put into one page and basically pulled out and cleaned up over time. But we created a brand new page to get a new listing, and so we dial in to see what our technical audit looks like. So you can come in here and put the page that you're working on with this plus button, and it will give you the details of your technical issues. Now, you want to make sure that robots is working. This says that we're restricted. However, it's because we have some different things that is restricted. You want to make sure that you're not restricted, and you want to make sure that your mobile speed and your desktop speed is in acceptable ranges. This is the core vitals, remember, user experience ranking factors. So some of the technical ranking factors, core vitals ranking factors, Does do follows exist on links? Different things like that is in here on this technical audit. Then we want to come into on-page ranking factors. And from here, this is where I bump this up. This was like an 80, and then you saw that we came in at an 8 and then lost ranking, and then I bumped it up to a 95. How did I do that? I came in and just made sure that I used the keywords in the title, made sure that I put it in the body, made sure that I had it in the H1 tag. You can see the H1 tag, the H1 tags on the page. I like looking at the H1 tags from the competitors as well. Made sure that it was in the H2 tags, made sure that it was in bold, italics, etc., etc. These are the on-page factors. So I just went through and used this tool and checked it off to get that to a 95. Okay, that's all I did. Then the other thing that I did for still on-page factors is went in and took my content and worked it out inside this tool right here. And I ran it based on content and technical factors, and it gave me all of the keywords that I needed to make sure it was in my content, and I got that bumped up to a 97. And again, this started at, I believe, at like a 75, and then just kept bumping that up. Now, as you can see, by bumping this up, we got the technical factors okay, we got the on-page factors okay, and then the main thing that we want to do now is make sure that we have backlinks. And so what I do to grab these backlinks, what I want to show you is I use this tool right here in the technical audit, or no, content audit, and I grab the keywords that's in the title from the competitors so that I know that these are the competitors that I want to compete with. And I copy their URLs. You can basically just grab them, I open them up, and then pop them right in here. And this is what I did in this particular example, and I grabbed these top 4 and then made sure that I shared what these people were sharing that I wasn't sharing. So as you can see, I have now backlinks from these that they were sharing, and there's some more that I want to go after. And what you want to do is you want to look at the ones like these particular ones. Are they ranking, or are they backlinked to your competitors that's on this page that we're looking at here? Then they should definitely be kind of linking to you. So that's your off-page ranking factors. You want to look at that. Now, let's look at something that doesn't have. We don't start with ranking factors here. Where we start here is in keyword research. Then we map that keyword research. We're going to one of our beginning projects. We map that keyword research into a keyword map. Now, as you can see, our keyword map here is at 40%. It needs a lot of work. Okay, so you saw the Bugs Bunny example where it was at 95%, and you saw it ranking in the top 10. You see we got 1 organic rank, and we just started here, and we're like way under. We're like 55, I think 70, and we're way under. So why are we way under? Because our on-page ranking factors and probably maybe even user experience, there's some things off here that we have to double check, and then make sure that we're getting the backlinks that we need as well. So if we're looking here, we're going to come into our technical audit on one of our pages here that we're looking at, and we're seeing, is there anything going on? We're looking at the resource. Again, my robot tag is a little weird, so I'm not going to look at that one, but I want to look down mobile page speed. That's okay. Again, this is core vitals. Desktop speed, that's pretty good. We're putting these things on pretty good hosting. And so we're also looking and seeing, is there any other technical factors that's going on here? And we want to make sure that our brand new pages are the best they can be when starting out. Just like you saw the Bugs Bunny page, when it hit the 80 percentile, it hit right in the top 10. So then we want to look in the content audit. And I know this page hasn't been updated correctly. So is the keyword in the title? No. We're running at a 32% here. If we want this page to rank, it's ranking at like in the 50s, but if we want this page to rank in the top, we got to bump this up, because this is our on-page ranking factors. Okay, so we come in and we make sure that we get all these ticked off, because look, that's a 0, that's a 0. We could easily tick these off and fix this and make this better. And then we go into content editor and we tick all these off. We run this also, and then we tick off the recommended keywords, and we get this up to that level again. Okay, so this is a new page. So we want to make sure that we got content, but we want to get that content up past 80%. We want to make sure that the on-page factors is above 80%. We want to make sure that the technical audit doesn't have any issues going on with it. And then in this particular example, we come over to SEO Spyglass and we drop down here, and one of the things that we did, just like we did, just find this link intersection and go in and grab all of the competitors. Again, this is our brand new person here, and to go grab all of the various link intersections here and make sure that we have the citations and everything that they need from this perspective. So this is letting us look and see, hey, we need to go in and get the same thing that they have. And so that's a task that's on the list. So to get our off-page factors, we want to make sure that we get that going. And then we look in here. One of the things that we're working on is working on our Facebook. So we're doing some signals. This will kind of look in and let us see any signals that's going on in SEO Spyglass. We also can look at our competitors as well here and see if they got social media going on. So we're also getting some social media signals going on our brand new site as well. So with that said, we covered everything that we needed to cover the technical, on-page, off-page, using 3 tools to dial in and see how we get our ranking keywords up to the top of the search engines. How amazing was that? So there's a lot of stuff there, and as you can see, Website Auditor, Rank Tracker, and SEO Spyglass makes this so easy for us to hone in on all the ranking factors that we need to improve and get better. So remember, brand reputation. So we want to make sure that in order to rank on Google that we have the EAT signals, that we have the expertise, we have the authority, and we have the trust. And really, this is what it's all about, is become the best choice in search. And we can do that by making sure that there's no errors, there's no issues, title tags are correct, all these factors are correct. And once we clean up the web with these factors and we have the best choice in search, you'll see your ranking go up and you'll see traffic come to your website using Google. So also remember that the best way to make sure that if there's any factors or anything that's going on, set up your track, set up some alerts here. So you can literally go from global preferences and set up scheduled tasks. So I run or rerun every single night the auditor, and it basically comes in and tells me, is there any issues, any title tags missing? Is there any things that it finds and flags for me the very next day that I need to go look at? You can do this right there in any of your tools. You can set up automatic checks and automatic tasks. So look for that and let it show you every single day what you need to do to fix any of these factors, from on-page, off-page, technical to user experience. You can have these tracked on a nightly basis. So next up is on-page ranking factors. We went over a little bit of that in this video, but we're going to hone and dive right in. So what are the factors that are on your page that you can optimize?